Hello everyone. Today I wanted to compare the n8n automation platform with other popular platforms and explain why I chose it and why I started using it actively both at work and even not just at work, but also for my personal needs. The main platforms are Make, Zapier and n8n. They are all popular, but n8n is starting to gain popularity because it allows you to do certain things. The things that Zapier and Make currently do not allow you to do. Well, for example, if you compare them on a surface level, which I did in this article, their ease of use is about the same. That is, you build a flow out of nodes there and flexibility. But the main difference, that is, of course, some modules are a bit different. Zapier, for example, has more public modules that are integrated with various services, but in reality, all these services have APIs, and you can use n8n with them by using the API. Or you can write your own module for n8n, which is also quite easy to do. And in the next videos, I might show how to do that. Here you can see how integrations are connected. Zapier has more than 7,000 integrations with different services. Make has about 2,000, and again, this is at the time of writing the article, and n8n has about 1,000. The pricing policy is a very important difference between Zapier, Make, and n8n. With Zapier and Make, everything is calculated based on the number of nodes, that is, the number of modules that make up the workflow. At the same time, with n8n, it doesn't matter how long your workflow is. They count how many times you run that workflow. So even if you have 1,000 or 2,000 nodes, well, modules or nodes, they will count it as a single run. This is a fundamental difference that completely changes the way you design automation architecture on these platforms. But that's n8n. There's also the option to launch your own so-called self-hosted model, which allows you to deploy it on your own server. And for me, this is a very crucial point because companies, or even you personally, can rent a server and run your own version of n8n, just like I did, for example, and use the self-hosted option. In this way, the passwords and credentials that you configure are stored exclusively with you, and their security depends solely and entirely on the security of the server where they are actually running. At the same time, Zapier and Make store these credentials on their side, and you have no way to control any breaches that might occur or leaks of this data. This is one of those I want to, right now, as we get to the end of the article, show you how to quickly launch a self-hosted n8n solution on your local computer. Here you can see the conclusions. I'll leave the link in the description. As I mentioned earlier, let's now move on and take a closer look at how we can actually launch n8n. So all we really need to do in order to successfully run n8n locally on our own computer is to simply go to the official n8n.io website, then select documentation, followed by hosting, and finally choose n8n from the available options, and that's it. And here is the Docker installation guide. Scroll down a bit and copy the first command. You should, of course, have Docker pre-installed on your computer. Everything is created. The volume. And now we copy the second command. It says that we don't have this image yet and it's going to download it now. While the installation and download are in progress, let's go over the pricing. Let's go back to the article I was comparing and showing. There was a section on pricing here. Let's look at Zapier. Here it offers a free plan, 100 tasks per month, meaning 100 modules you can run. Paid plans start at $20, and if you have more than 10,000 modules, it charges $129. Please pay them. Make. The free plan offers 1,000 per month, so paid plans start at €9, and for 10,000 operations, which is the same for comparison, you need to pay €9 or more. Apparently, there's some kind of complicated recalculation happening there. n8n is free, meaning what we're doing now, running it locally on a computer as well as on a server, is absolutely free. You only pay for server rental, which is a huge advantage. The commercial version is what services like Zapier and Make offer, that is when they host these solutions on their own servers, and you simply access it as a regular service starting from $20. And note that it's 2,000 2,500 runs, specifically workflow runs. That is, here you are limited by operations, meaning you could build 1,000 workflows with one operation each, which doesn't really make sense, but for example, and run each of them, and then your limit would be reached. But here, you can build one workflow with 1,000 operations, and when you run it, only one run is counted here. This way, you can build a lot of complex workflow automation processes for just $20 a month. So, which is better? If you're using it for yourself or you're working alone, then you can pretty much use your own version for free. Let's take a look. So everything has been installed, all the migrations have completed, and it's asking us to go to localhost 5678. I copy the address, go open a new tab, paste in 5678, and here it asks us to register. So here you enter your email. Let me enter mine. It asks about your company, but you can skip this. Congratulations, you have installed your own personal automation tool. And as for what workflows you can create here, I'll show that in the next videos. Also, let me know in the comments if you want a detailed breakdown of how to build workflows, which modules to use, and in what situations. Be sure to leave a comment and I'll make reviews if you're interested. So see you in the next videos. Bye bye.